Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. We'll start a little political today. A couple things caught my eye and made me chuckle. South Park was back, and you see the people of South Park were having trouble finding funding for their annual turkey trot race, and they decided to turn to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for help. One resident noted the Saudis were giving money to just about everybody lately. Cartman and Token got into it a little bit. Token told Cartman it doesn't feel right. He doesn't want them to pay America for sports rather than hacking up reporters or paying Pete Davidson to do comedy. Meanwhile, the vice president visited the troops, and he got ripped for a comedy routine he did. Now, I'll play some of the material from Vice President Vance, and then I have some thoughts about this.
Who really likes, be honest with yourselves, who really likes turkey? Nobody does it because turkey doesn't actually taste that good. But on Thanksgiving, on the most American holiday, I got a fan over here. On the most American holiday, we're going to cook a turkey, by God, because that's what Americans do. We cook this gigantic American bird, and we do all kinds of crazy things to make it taste good. And look, here's the thing. If you've got to deep fry something to make it taste good, it probably isn't that good.
So that was the vice president at Fort Campbell, Kentucky last Wednesday. Now, the material, he doesn't know how to do it. But as I looked at the material, I kept imagining Jim Gaffigan doing this exact same material and getting laughs. It's all in the timing and the pacing, and I'm not a stand-up comedian. I've never performed stand-up comedy. I'm a dude in the basement recording a podcast. But if you can do this in your head Gaffigan voice and slow it down and go, think about turkey. Be honest with yourselves. Who really likes turkey? Right? You take a pause there. Nobody does, because turkey doesn't actually taste good. And then Gaffigan would get a laugh for that. And then this is a very Gaffigan-esque tag. If you've got to deep fry something to make it taste good, it probably isn't that good. Do that in your Jim head voice. All right, Amy Schumer. I'm struggling with this story because, as I mentioned last time this came up, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to be rascally. I'm here to make fun of things that deserve to be made fun of. Say you have a bourbon business and you've lost your mind and you're going all in on that, or you think you're going to open a successful theme park in Nashville. That's why I'm here. So I don't come to make fun of whatever is going on with Amy Schumer, but it is increasingly in the news. The Daily Mail shared some Instagram photos of Amy Schumer, and they said Schumer looked leggy in a cleavage-boasting beige Valentino mini dress featuring a strip of ruffles and bows with black slingback pumps. But they noticed Amy Schumer was not wearing her wedding band in the post, and that her husband, Chris, isn't always seen with his on as well. So that has fueled the speculation onto what's going on in their marriage. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was not wearing a wedding ring for quite a while at one point. You know why? Because I play beach volleyball, and it was really hurting my hand when the ball would hit my ring on my finger, and my hands were swelling, so I took my ring off for a little bit. My wife knows that we're married. I don't leave the house. Maybe once a week I go see the trivia guys. That's it. I'm not doing anything. I'm in the basement recording a podcast. So I want to just not have everybody freak out because you take a ring off. Sometimes your finger is a little fat. Or maybe, and I'm not being a jerk here, Amy lost weight. Maybe the ring is too big on her finger now. I'm not being jerky there. I'm being dead serious. The Daily Mail quotes a close friend as telling them on November 13th, Amy is 100% getting divorced. She got skinny. She's over it. Chris is mostly out of the house at this point. They've listed 2 homes now in Brooklyn and New Orleans. She deleted Chris from Instagram, then deleted everything else. She's going to file soon, but it's over. Done. The Daily Mail says shortly before wiping her Instagram account, Amy had Insta-storied that Chris and I are still married, while also praising Hulu's new show about divorce attorneys called All's Fair. Louis C.K., I know we think he's canceled. He's not canceled. He got a nice profile in the New Yorker because, he wrote a book and, some stuff happened a couple years ago, and sure, he played the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Don't worry about any of that because Louis C.K. plays nice with the media and will give you an interview. The New Yorker writes, these days, C.K. occupies a strange place in the culture. He's in a cancellation limbo, joined by the likes of Chris Brown and Andrew Cuomo. C.K. isn't too canceled to perform several sold-out shows at the Beacon, but he's canceled enough that if you manage to snag a ticket, you might not want to brag about it to your coworkers. He's canceled enough that if the show's one of his strongest stand-up routines in a year, you might write about it, but not without mentioning that he's disgraced. They quote some of CK's material, including, I've lived too long to give an F about a sunny day, and shares the experience of putting his father in a nursing home, quoting CK, you know what this place does? You know what they do? You give them money, and they take your father. CK enjoys dating women his age, that it's interesting to talk to them about their lives. The line apparently is nobody gets to 58 single without a horrible effing life, and you get to hear about it every day. It's the best. Kevin Hart's got the second best special of the year. That's on Netflix. You should watch it. It's very funny. Kevin is lightly talking about collaborating with Cat Williams and Mike Epps. They're in early talks about a possible ensemble comedy project with echoes of Harlem Nights. Kevin told the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, "We all got older, and I think our conversations have gotten better. You know, me, Mike, Cat, there was always a little ruffle in the water for quite some time, but picking up the phone does a lot. As for the root of their frustrations, it was about the idea of what we felt or possibly felt that we should be doing together and that we weren't. Because we weren't, assumptions were made and feelings are developed and animosity comes in. So amending whatever the problems were in our days of old allows this generation to see, like, we're not afraid to do that, and it alleviates the future world of conflict for them. I feel like we're much better today than we were yesterday." When I checked around noon on Monday, the Jim Gaffigan video was up to 3.4 million views. In case you skipped the weekend episodes, Jim posted live from Old Forester, the bourbon set, on YouTube. Jim got a big profile in the Wall Street Journal, thanks to Scott Beckett for sending that over. We learned that during the pandemic, Jim collected a bourbon from every state. The Journal met up with Jim at the Great Jones Distillery in New York City. Jim says, "We should probably eat. I have to go to my son's basketball game after this. I don't want to recreate the scene from Hoosiers. They were enjoying a flight of 4 whiskeys." As for the Old Forester set, we learned that the company became a title sponsor of the special. The company covered production costs. Jim asked the team to throw in a case of whiskey into the bargain. Jim asked for a King of Kentucky, the company's oldest and rarest bourbon, which sells in stores for over $2,000 a bottle. Jim said, "That was the moment where I had this realization, oh, I'm being paid with a case of bourbon." Out today on the 800-Pound Gorilla YouTube channel, Matt McCusker's The Speed of Light. If you missed yesterday's show, we now are in the opening nominations phase of Comedy Survivor. Go to the Facebook group, which is Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. There's a little cartoon there of Comedy Survivor. Throw your names in there. What we're going to do is we're going to put 16 comedians on a hypothetical island every week. The Facebook group will vote one person off. Hopefully we'll get some jokes and bits along the way. The boys in the group are debating the artwork. Hey, man, that's what AI drew. Does Joe Coy look like Jimmy Kimmel? He kind of does. A lot of people could be nominated. So jump in the Facebook group, Daily Comedy News Podcast Group, and get your nominations in. We'll start taking a look at that later in the week. Just for Last, Vancouver, celebrating its 10th anniversary. I guess that's the JFL portion of Vancouver, because there was a Vancouver Comedy Festival. And I don't know, is 10 right? Because I feel like I was at Sirius when it was JFL Vancouver, and I haven't been at Sirius in over 10 years. It's back February 12th to the 22nd. Names announced so far: James Acaster, Atsuko Akatsuka, Laura Ramoso, Phil Rosenthal, Renee Vaca, Michelle Bateau, Nimesh Patel, Brent Butts, Connor Wood, Ismo, Drew Lynch, Rafi Bastos, Christella Alonso, Mary Beth Barone, Ed Gamble, Lucy Darling. I'm tempted to go. And I'm tempted to hook up with Mike from the Letterman podcast. He lives out that way. And I'm like, we get some portable recorders. We could probably do some podcasting damage there. So I don't know. I'll see how my schedule is. I do teach at colleges. I have to see, I can't always run out of town. But comedy festivals tend to be on the weekend. But also, Vancouver's a bit of a hike from here. So I'll take a look at it. I kind of want to go. I like Vancouver a lot. Billy Gardell spoke with Parade Magazine. Billy said, "During my second show, Bob Hart's Abishola, I thought maybe I'm done with stand-up." But then he got a weird twitch. And he said his wife knew immediately, "You're going back to stand-up." Billy says he's not here to bash the youngins. They're dealing with stuff we never dealt with. Look, I'm from Gen X. We were feral cats and we were overcompensated and raised a generation of house cats. Now we can't be upset that they're not great at dealing with stuff. No politics. And he says when you give an opinion, you're just lecturing somebody. But when you share experience, now you're including somebody. Boy, if Jay Leno said that, you guys would be mad. Hey, Leanne Morgan, are you superstitious at all before you get on stage? Do you have any rituals? She told the Hollywood Reporter, "I kind of am. It sounds crazy, but if I don't have on a heel, I don't feel like I'm going to put on as good as a show. I've tried because they hurt. You're standing up there for an hour and a half. My sciatica starts barking at me, so my styles will get me a cute tennis shoe, but I feel like I'm not going to have a good show. She's trying to put me in suits, which would probably be more modern and hip and cute, but I don't feel right. I don't feel like myself, which is loony, and I say a prayer before every show, and I take deep breaths in. What are you nervous about, Leanne Morgan? It's not the material. The nerves do go away. I think what I get nervous about now is when I jump to arenas. Arenas are a whole different thing, and every arena is different. Some of them feel like you're in a cavern and people can't even see you. I hope I get to do more of those things, but I'm not used to it. If somebody like Oprah's coming, I told my team, don't tell me. If I know Oprah's coming or someone like that, I'm sitting there thinking, does Oprah think I'm dumb? Am I using the correct grammar? And the Sklar brothers caught up with STLPR. They were talking about their podcast, Dumb People Town. We take 3 stories, usually from the state of Florida. Some guy robs a house with his cat, and we're going to break down that entire story. If some woman decides to drive around town with her kids in a baby pool on top of her car, she's trying to be Mother of the Year. It's an exploration of dumb behavior, and we're trying to fight back against the wave of dumb in this world with comedy. And Vulture did their list of comedians you should and will know. One of them is CP. All right, CP, what's the best and worst comedy advice you ever received? Best, just enjoy the moments where you're getting to be what you always wanted to be. I think when you let money, status, fame, and all those different things play a part in how much you validate your progress, it loses a bit of the magic. Worst advice, hold on to material. The more you hold on to material, the more you stifle your creativity. Your brain needs to be flowing like a freeway. I'm always working on new material because my job is to be a comedian. My job is not to say one set for the rest of my life. I want to have as much fun as I can, and I want to enjoy my days on this earth living in my purpose of bringing laughter to the world and leaving my mark. Those are good words there, and that is your comedy news for today. All right, hit the Facebook group, nominate some people, and I'll see you tomorrow.